Imagine this. You're out in the wild. No weapons, no knife, not even a pair of flip-flops on your feet. Suddenly, a wild horse walks up to you and says, "Hey, let's race!" If you ask any basic human logic, you'd say the horse is gonna smoke you so bad you'll look like a totaled shopping cart. But reality? Reality is about to flip everything you learned in school upside down. Because thousands of years ago, humans weren't the fastest, weren't the strongest, and didn't even have a single claw to pop open a can of beans. Yet we were the scariest nightmare to ever walk the face of the earth. And the wild part? If you look at yourself today, sitting there with a couch potato belly, you'd never believe your veins are packed with the DNA of an elite apex predator. Let's be completely honest with each other. By nature's standards, humans are a total failure as predators. A cheetah sprints at 60 miles per hour, while you can barely hit 15. And when you do sprint, you look like a flipped-over delivery van. A lion has claws that slice flesh like a hot knife through butter, while you have a fingernail that breaks if you look at it wrong, and you spend a week mourning it. And if you want a real reality check, look at our close cousins, chimpanzees. They weigh half your weight with zero gut, yet they can grab you by the hand and launch you into another tree without breaking a single sweat gland. So, by all biological metrics, after millions of years of evolution, we should have been nothing more than an easy snack, a pre-dinner appetizer for lions and leopards. How did this weaponless, slow, weak creature become the absolute ruler of the food chain? The answer isn't in our muscles. The answer is in our pure, unhinged psychological spite and stubbornness. The strategy your ancestors used, and the one you probably use right now just to avoid running into your landlord, is called persistence hunting. Before we get to how it works, you need to understand the secret cheat code nature handed humans: sweat. You are the only mammal in the entire animal kingdom with a built-in, high-performance cooling system. Between 2 and 4 million sweat glands spread all over your body, from your head to your toes. What about other animals? Gazelles, horses, lions? They don't sweat through their skin. A dog pants, a cat licks itself. Why? Because their body temperatures skyrocket so fast that if they run too hard, their brains literally risk overheating and frying. They are forced by biology to stop and cool down. And you? You're a thermodynamic masterpiece. Our ancestors, over time, gradually ditched most of their body hair, save for a few awkward spots, not by accident, but to leave their skin bare so sweat could evaporate like crazy. The result? You can run, move, and keep tracking without slow roasting your own brain from the inside out. So how the hunt went down. And this is where the actual horror movie begins. The primitive hunter didn't throw a spear or hide behind a bush waiting to ambush. The method was way more sadistic. He followed the gazelle under the blistering midday sun. Picture this scene. The gazelle sees you coming, bolts at warp speed, and vanishes over the horizon. It thinks to itself, "Phew, I shook that barefoot weirdo." It finds some shade, grabs a snack, and chills out. But here's where the psychological nightmare kicks in. You don't stop. You aren't sprinting like a maniac, you're just walking at a steady, annoying, mechanical pace, reading the tracks. An hour later, the gazelle looks up and, boom, there you are again. It panics, sprints for its life all over again, and you just keep coming at that exact same maddening pace. Hour 1, hour 2, 3 hours, under a brutal, baking sun. The gazelle hits something called hyperthermia. Its body overheats because it literally cannot dump the heat while sprinting. Eventually, an animal built to run 50 miles an hour collapses onto the dirt, completely helpless, unable to fight or flee. And you? You stroll up, completely chill, lightly sweating, and look down like, "We here already? Who was running away an hour ago?" The wild reality check. Don't write this off as sci-fi or a Hollywood movie. To this day, in the Kalahari Desert of southern Africa, actual indigenous tribes, like the San people, still use this exact method, documented by major wildlife film crews. A lone hunter tracks an antelope for hours under a scorching sun until the animal drops, purely from heat exhaustion. No bullets, no arrows, just pure human stubbornness. Even in the modern day, there's a bizarre annual race in Britain called Man versus Horse, covering over 20 miles between human runners and mounted horse riders. Guess who wins a bunch of the time? The humans. Yep, regular humans who sweat out the pain end up beating horses over long distances. Turns out even the animal universally known for speed gets out-grind cultured by our sweat glands. Why this changed human history. This legendary endurance hunting wasn't just about scoring a massive barbecue. It triggered a massive side effect that let you listen to this video right now. Surplus energy. Meat is packed with calories and protein, and that massive surplus of high-octane energy is what scientists believe allowed the human brain to explode in size and complexity compared to any other creature our size. Put simply, our ancestors' hobby of torturing gazelles with long-distance walking is the exact reason you can understand physics, scroll YouTube, and argue in the comments section today. So the next time you feel a bit tired, want to quit your workout, and fold at the slightest inconvenience, just remember, your veins are carrying the DNA of people who walked for 6 straight hours under the sun just to secure dinner. Humans aren't the strongest, and we aren't the fastest. We are the hardest to kill endurance machines on planet Earth. If you liked the vibe and want to fix that posture of yours, hit subscribe and smash that like button. Drop a comment below. How many minutes could you jog after a gazelle before calling an ambulance? Catch you in the next one. Peace out.